Head over to BoardGamePrices.com to find the best price on Imhotep the Duel and thousands of other games. Hello my friends, it's the Game Boy Geek here. We're going back in time, building the pyramids and the obelisks, going into tombs, going to the temple. Today we're going to be taking a look at Imhotep the Duel. This is from Kosmos, and in North America, Thames and Kosmos. This is a two-player implementation of the popular Spiel Des Jahres nominee from a few years back called Imhotep. I did buy a German version and brought it overseas, so I'll have to just explain the rules. Don't bother trying to read it if you don't read German. Let's take a look, and I'll see you on the other side. Now before I start, I did want to mention that I had purchased a German copy from overseas, and so you're not going to be able to read English on here, but I'm going to explain to you how all these rules work. Now here's the main little board in the game. There's actually 6 boats, and each of them are docked, and they each get 3 tiles randomly on it. And these tiles all correspond with the 4 different ways you can score, and there's some special actions as well. Turns go back and forth and they're very quick. On your turn, you're going to take one of your meeples. Each player has 4 meeples, and they're going to place it in one of these 9 grids. You can see this is a 3x3 grid there. So let's say after 3 turns, each player has placed a meeple for all their 3 turns, and so there's 6 meeples out there. Now, one thing you can do instead of placing a meeple is unload one of these 6 boats, and it happens in a grid. Now you have to at least have 2 meeples of any color to unload. So you could unload this boat with these 2, or this boat with these 2, or this boat with these 3, or this boat with these 3, and so on and so forth. You could not do this boat because there's not 2. And you could do it regardless of color. Sometimes you'll unload other people's boats just because you want to, screw things up or their plans from getting a different boat from a different direction. So let's say the white player places one more meeple, their last one, and the black player decides to unload this boat here. What happens is the closest one to the boat gets the furthest one back. The next closest gets the next furthest one back. So the black player will get this pyramid, and the white player will get this for the temple, and this will get discarded out of the game into the box. Now the temples are the easiest to score. This is basically going to be worth 4 points because there's 4 circles, and you just place this face down on your board like this. Now that black player would put that pyramid they got in front of them as well. Now there's a whole stack of these that's at the beginning of the game, and you just randomly take 3 of these and put it back on that boat. And of course, these meeples will get cleared that unloaded that boat and then get given back to the respective person. Now there's times where you want to mess up your opponent. Like if someone took this one here, the white player would get this and the black would get these 2. But let's say the white player really needed this badly. The black player on their turn could unload this boat. Even though it's not his meeples, he can unload these 2 and force the white player to take these 2, which might screw up that player's plans. And that's a lot of what's going on here, trying to figure out where to go, what are they going for, when should you sort of unload the boat and things like that. So you can place a meeple, you can unload a boat. The last thing you could do is use some of these special action tiles because you can get these from unloading some of these boats. Now these are powerful actions. Like if you had this and you played it on your turn, you could place 2 or 3 meeples on your turn. Here you could basically take any single tile that's not a special action tile from any boat, you'd replace it from this sort of like miniature stack over here. This allows you to place a meeple but then unload 1 to 2 boats, and they do these certain things that are pretty powerful. Now the game ends immediately once there's only 1 boat left with things on it. Then you go to final scoring. Like the obelisk, you'll get 1 point for each of these, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, plus 6 if you have the most. The pyramids, depending on how many pyramid tiles you'll get a certain amount of points. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 building this lighter pyramid, so I'd get 15 points, where the dark one only gets me 1 point. The temple, we simply just count up all the circles there, we get those points. And for the tomb, each set connected set is going to get you a certain amount of points. We have 3 connected here, so it's going to get us 9. We have 1 single one, it's going to get us 1. But look at this. Our opponent probably denied us the 7. If we had gotten that, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, that would have gotten us 25 points. So this could be a big scoring thing for you. Now notice that all these say A side. You can play them all on A, all on B, or you can mix and match them. Now on the B side for the obelisk, if the first one to get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them will get 12 points at the end, and if the other player gets 5, they'll get 6 points. The pyramids, you look at the smaller of your two. So in this case, I have 5 here, but only 1 here. So I get 0 points because it's the smaller of your two that scores. This scores sets. One big set of 1, 2, 3, 4 will get me 16. And then I actually have a second set of 2 with the 4s and 3s. That'd get me 4 more. The tombs, you actually get 4 points for each group, and a single one can be a group. So this group of connected ones is only worth 4 points, but each of these are 4 points. So you're trying to almost get every other number. And players will also get a point for each action token they didn't use, and every meeple that's still out on the grid. Whoever has the most points is the winner. Oh, I typically really like 2-player games, 2-player tactical games, 2-player in-your-face games. So this one was right up my alley. This one was but recommended on the recommended list for the Spiel Des Jahres. And they typically nominate 3 and then recommend 4 or 5. This is one of the recommended, which is why I sort of purchased it early to kind of get an early sense of how this was. So I'll be able to do a follow-up Spiel Des Jahres video for you guys in a little while. If you're looking forward to that, go ahead and subscribe below if you haven't before. This one, simple mechanisms. Oof, absolutely. Place a meeple, get stuff from a boat, or play a tile. I mean, that's it. It's really easy, but it has great tactics. You're looking at what's now. You're looking at what they might be able to do later. You're looking at what they might be setting up. You're looking at multiple boats. You know, each meeple could possibly be taken by 2 different directions. So you're looking at what are they setting up? What are they going for? Let's look at their board. What are they doing over there? What are they going for? What do I think they're going to do? If I go here, are they going to see that and try to do this? A lot of that sort of looking ahead type of thing in 2-player tactical games. If you like that style of thing, you're really going to like this one because it really scratched my brain in a good way. You know, you're studying the grid, the boats, the placement. I mean, you're just trying to figure it all out, and you're kind of going for what you want to go for, but then, you know, they can see what you're going for, and it's this sort of tug of war between 2 players here. Where, what are you going to let him get? Okay, he's way ahead in obelisks. Okay, I might as well just let him have it, you know? I'll go do something else. So it's really cool, especially, you know, with the tombs that I'll get to later. I like that you can load your boats without your own meeples to deny them. So a lot of times they'll have you don't want them to get something specific, and they might be setting that up, and you can, like, take their meeples and they get the stuff, but you're doing it in a different direction so that they're getting not necessarily the thing that they thought they were going to get. And then you can go down, if they don't do it in the next turn, you can go down and put your meeple back there where they were, but depending on what was going on. So I like that aspect that you're not forced to just take ones that have your meeples on it. This game is very cutthroat, I think, especially with the tombs on side A, where you're trying to get a bunch of them, you know, sequentially. Because, you know, there's a lot of times where someone sees that tile come out that fits in the middle of like 2 other tiles on each side, and there's no way they're going to allow you to get that, and you're cutting them off from that. And I like that aspect of the games, but if you don't like games that are right in your face and cutthroat and denying other players, this might not be the game for you. But for me, I like that in my 2-player game, so I really loved it. I like the special action tiles. Those things are super powerful, you know, putting 1 or 2 meeples, or moving you know, a good on a boat to a different spot and then taking a boat, or, you know, doing all these different things, and it really adds some little spice to the game. And I like the replayability of sides A or B. You know, you can mix and match. Or typically, I like to normally play with the sides that I like the most on both, but every once in a while I'll still mix it up, and I like that you have the options to do that. It does feel like a smaller version of Imhotep. Now, Imhotep was a game that I was okay, it was good, it was fine. It didn't like blow my socks off, but I didn't dislike it either. I enjoyed it. But this one I like even more. This one it really sticks with me again because I love those 2-player tactical games. Anything negative? Well, I like the theme. I always like the Egyptian themes, but this theme is pretty much painted on. It really could be anything. It's pretty much an abstracted game. So if you're a type of player that really wants thematics built into your game, you're not going to find that here. Also, again, because of the cutthroat nature, because it's a 2-player game, because of the way things work, the game could be too aggressive for some players. So if you don't like that in your face, you know, totally messing up other players' plans, or if you don't like yours being messed up, this might not be the game for you. But if you do like that, you're gonna love it, I think. And that is Imhotep the Duel. This has been the Game Boy Geek, breaking down barriers, growing relationships through board games by helping you find the next one you'll love. And because I love this game so much, we're gonna give it a saxophone serenade, inducting it into my gaming library. Here we go. This video was shot on a Game Topper, the ultimate gaming accessory. After successfully fulfilling their first Kickstarter, Game Toppers are taking the world by storm. Now you can get your own portable gaming top by participating in Game Topper's Kickstarter 2.0 starting June 25th, 2019. New styles, new sizes, and amazing new game mats. Go to GameToppersLLC.com to enter a full Game Topper system valued over $1,000 to also bring you to the Kickstarter project page and to late pledge.